Welcome. What is going on, man? Today I have got a very special project to share with you. If you want to learn all kinds of really great tips to increase the value of your home, that all starts with the design, this is the project. Let's go. What's going on? I'm Bobby K. I'm a professional landscape designer and general contractor, and right away, we're starting. We did this whole property, so I want to go from element to element to element, but I want to take specific things that I want you to know about, whether you're designing or hiring a contractor to look out for. So let's start here. This driveway was an old yucky driveway. There are two things that we did on it. First thing is you always got to get a permit for things like this, and the approach is going to be a thicker pour than the rest of the driveway. You're going to be at least 6 inches here as you come up down to your 4-inch, and you want to make sure that everything is pitched away so that drainage is accounted for. You don't want puddles on your driveway. We did something a little fancy here, and we put on a sailor border and did some inlays as well, just to break it up, because it's a lot of real estate going on. The other thing you want to do along a driveway is don't neglect the landscaping. You can have grass, but if you look over here, we did something kind of special. We picked out a ton of really cool big boulders and did something easy. We got some grasses here. I believe these are maiden, or they might be morning light. Regardless, these are 3-4 feet. You chop them off at St. Patty's Day or late into the fall, and you're done. And this absolutely adds a ton of curb appeal. It doesn't cost a lot. It looks fantastic. Here's the other thing. We also updated their walkway. And what you'll notice about this is the inlays we did in the border along the driveway. It's the same paver here, and we did a border along here. So when you put a border on a paver walkway, patio, whatever it is, I always like to do the kind that's either a sailor or a soldier course. Why? Because you can strike straight lines, cut away the excess, and then boom, put the paver up against there. You're not gonna have those little wedges or things, and it's gonna stay nice and tight, and the integrity of the thing isn't gonna fall apart, right? So you got the nice entrance, comes up. Now take a look at this long shot. Look how beautiful this walkway is. They actually had steppers here and kind of a flagstone thing going on, and I talked them into getting rid of all of that. Why? So you have a nice big cohesive palette versus random hodgepodge kind of things. Cleaned up the front significantly just by the walkway. Got the nice beautiful landscaping, it's softened up. And then here you go, here's your transition. Bam, we hit the sailor border, which continues with the driveway. Now it's all as one. Go around here, see we got channel drains in the driveway. Why? So that the water is pitched, you don't have puddles, and it goes out down behind the retaining wall, which we rebuilt and put on a railing. I mean, we did so much here, it's unbelievable. I'm going through it in my head of, wow, this was a huge project. Now you come over here. More of the same. We got the same pavers here as a transition that step up to a brand new deck. Now here is a deck tip that I love to give out. You got to think about hot, cold, expansion, contraction, right? It gets pretty hot in Missouri. It also gets cold. We get snow in Missouri. So when you're going around to the edges, you see we have these on a 45. I would highly recommend putting some kind of border along here so that you can cut that off and don't have 45s going to the edge, because they will move, and all of a sudden you could get little gaps and spaces as the hot cold happens. If you go at an angle where it's cut off and it's slapped up against there, it's not going to move, and everything is going to look very nice. The integrity, right? We took this over. Before, I can't even remember what this was. It was actually an old concrete thing, and it just went over, and they had a couple steps and a couple steps. We raised the elevation, brought it all as one cohesive open floor plan, which looks great. And then bam, now you look out onto the second phase of this project. So phases are important, and I'm gonna get into that now. Let's go to the lower level. All right, so I'm coming down the stairs to zone number 2. You see we got a massive retaining wall here, so we got some elevations. And by the way, when I just said up there about phases, I truly meant it. It's not every client that's gonna be able to spend the money to do all this and do all this lower level, which I'm about to show you at one time. So what do? You start with the design. You get everything planned out. This entire project was put in 3D on purpose. All the measurements, all the options, the lighting, the plans, everything needs to be laid out before you step into something like this, whether it's a huge project like this or a $15,000, $20,000 project. Start with the design, know what you're paying for, super important, and expectations are gonna be met. You're not gonna make mistakes. Okay, so let's talk about this. Zone number 2, we've got a beautiful outdoor structure here. This is a gable style roof structure, and it's pretty massive. I think we're at like 24 by 24. And then what this essentially is another zone, another place to hang. Got the TV, we got a media package in there, we got the ceiling fan, the heaters, and of course it's beautifully staged with some nice furniture. There's all kinds of brands out there. I believe this is West Elm, which is an incredible, oh my gosh, like high, beautiful quality furniture. If you wanna know, go on the link below, go check out West Elm, love that stuff. Come over here, we got a beautiful outdoor kitchen. It's pretty simple, but it's got a lot of countertop space. A tip that I'd love to share with you is make sure you have enough space with this. Why? Because after you get done cooking, you can set up those trays with the little heaters under, and everybody can come over here and serve themselves. You got extra storage here, propane tanks under there. You don't always have to run a gas line, and you got a fridge, so you don't have to go all the way inside. You just got to bring out your food for the initial cook, and the rest of it is here for you. You got your TV, you got your kitchen, you have all the elements with, when it's hot, you got a fan, when it's cold, you got heaters, and everything is on switches and dimmable. You got sconce lights and can lights. You can turn down the mood or turn it up, depending on what kind of party you want to have, right? Then brought this out this way towards the pool, which has this beautiful open flow and open concept. I love that kind of vibe. We got openness so we can have lots of bodies here, but don't cut down, you know, all the different points. Right here, I thought was a perfect spot for either an outdoor dining table or a fire pit. This actually comes off, and this is a table fire pit element. So you got TV, you got the fire. Now you step down here, cool little transition with some stepping stones that we repurposed from when we started here, with a drainage system actually hidden under this. Why? Because you got a pool. So now we shifted all the water and caught it here. We're talking about drainage. Why? Because every time you do a project like this, let's make sure your investment, the integrity of it stays, and water is going away from the house and getting caught. So it goes in here, goes out. All the pool equipment, we built this beautiful cedar with stain. Basically, it's kind of like a box with some doors on the other side. Now you don't see all this unsightly pool equipment, and it still remains beautiful, open, clean. And then we just basically redid all the pool area. We did a cool decking, and we did a travertine coping. And then we power washed and just made sure we did an acid wash of the pool. So the whole pool area got our facelift. You see it's very intimate, easy, clean landscaping. It just softens it on the outskirts. Some evergreens, you got a layering effect here. You got boxwoods, red twig dogwoods, and then arborvitae. So in the winter, this is also gonna look good. Think about seasons, think about open palette, think about checking all the boxes for any kind of event that you wanna have, right? This is what goes into. And by the way, a lot of the things we were talking about increase the value of this home. That driveway, the hardscaping areas, the softscaping areas. They ever go to sell this thing, people step out of the house, which is already beautiful, onto that deck, see this, it's game over. This adds value to the house. Design matters, value to the home matters. Those are the two elements. You wanna see more projects like this? Go check this video out right here. And if you want a design of your own, I'd love to help you. Down below. Believe me, start with the design and you're gonna hit a home run with your place. It's Bobby K saying creation is everything, so go out and create, like and subscribe.